promise. I promise. Now, didn't I end my live last night talking about Myles Garrett age and where he could fall at, and if anything, because didn't I say I had to find something to make this thing seem logical, right? I know y'all remember that conversation. If you got to the end of that live, I still had about 50,000 people at the end of that live. I remember y'all know this, right? And we discussed this. If you don't, let me go ahead and pull this up right now. So after we was venting and trying to make some type of rationale reasoning behind this, I said, well, this is the only thing that I could think on over here at Tonic Talks Vested Up. Let me go ahead and pull this up right here. I said, well, the only thing I could think of is Myles Garrett age. Y'all, let me tell you one thing. I don't know. I don't know. But like you said, it's not about the numbers of the channel or who's watching the live. It is who's watching your lives. That's the key thing. Never let the numbers fool you, because guess what? We got fools that even on a trade of Myles Garrett, and they just signed a $160 million contract last year. And I said, it's no way that the Cleveland Browns is going to trade a Myles Garrett after he broke a record that was out there for 20 to 23 years in terms of NFL sack record. I was looking at those numbers. I said, ain't no way. And guess what? I got food. All I'm trying to say it is, just because the numbers are small over here, you don't even know who's watching with you, Vestas. You don't know who's watching with you. Well, why I keep saying that? Well, why come I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 different major podcasts talking about, well, the reason why Myles Garrett probably got traded is because of his age. And that came from some NFL retired players. And the reason I want to bring that up is because, of course, I never played for the NFL. I never played football. Have I been active before? Have I been an athlete before? Yes. Am I a military veteran? Yes. And I do know that body starts performing different. Even if you try to keep it in this top tier shape, your body, it gets older. So, hey, I just want to go ahead and bring this up one more time. This is what I discussed. If you did not catch, this was at the end of the live, and this is what we discussed yesterday. And yes, I'm warming up the room because we're going to get into Shedeur Sanders. That wealth is just going to keep building, right? I asked the question, what is the shelf life of an NFL edge rusher? It can vary a lot, but there are some general patterns. The typical NFL rusher, we talked about age 21 to 24. Myles Garrett is not in that. Come to find out, Jared Verse, who they traded for, actually is in the second category, ages 25 to 29, which is considered the prime years. And Myles Garrett is in the last category, which is actually second to last. Because even Debo and Joe, yes, I got to bring up Debo and Joe. Hey, listen, I know I'm passionate, but good Lord, Debo, good gracious. Debo, you may want to just relax a little bit on terms of passion. Because Debo, the way that you get rowdy, woo! I don't want you. I'm pretty sure you're doing a lot of damage to your heart over there. I'm passionate, but I need to look up your birthday. But I'm saying this to say this. Everybody has agreed that this was the time. In terms of business and NFL analysis, even I don't like to pick. But since this is what we do over here, we talk about analysis, we talk about NFL contracts, we talk about finances, and I would have never seen this trade coming. Never. Even knowing what I know now about age, I still would have said, roll it again, roll the dice, bet everything on it, keep Myles Garrett, Andrew Berry. That's all I'm saying. I would have never, ever, ever traded Myles Garrett. I would have used Myles Garrett till he couldn't run no more, because even Andrew Berry could not deny that he was a generational talent. Now it's time to move. Oh, yes. Will I miss Myles? Oh, most definitely. I'm going to miss that edge rusher. And I want to go ahead and tell you a secret for the 28,000 people that's in here. Let me tell you why I knew for sure that Ty Simpson, when I said that they messed up when they got Ty Simpson, and that was a favor, allegedly, for Ty Simpson. Father, look at this. Shout out to Debo and Joe. Let me go in and blow this up right here. Now, look what Debo and Joe said. Let me go in and bring this down right here. This right here is proof that what I said when Ty Simpson got drafted. Cam Newton said it was because of his father. That Les Snead know his father. That they was just like this. Or maybe the owner and Ty Simpson father. Somebody know Ty Simpson, which is why they drafted Ty Simpson as a favor. And I was listening to Cam Newton before I got on here, and Cam Newton said that basically this Myles Garrett trade was, how can I say it, a makeup kiss to the head coach, Sean McVay. What Tony Talks vested up? What you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Y'all remember that clip where Ty Simpson get drafted and the camera goes to Sean McVay and he's looking mad. Oh, he's looking mad, boy. He's looking mad like somebody rained on his parade. Well, the way the Cam Newton was articulating it today in a nice way, they said basically they had to go out and they had to get a player that would satisfy the team's hunger and also satisfy Sean McVay. And I wouldn't be if the GM and the owner went to Sean McVay and said, hey, okay, we got to make this right. Okay, yeah, we shouldn't have drafted that Ty Simpson allegedly. This is all assumptions, right? Well, what player can we go out and get to make you happy, Sean McVay? I wouldn't be surprised if he said Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett. Do whatever you need to do to get Myles Garrett over here, and I call it even. Y'all remember Sean McVay face, but this is what I want to bring up right here. Let me go and bring this up right here. I want to make this big. Let's see here. That smile. I want y'all to see this right here. Okay, so you can see right here. Now, this is a graphic that they brought up, right? The Rams' first round pick since 2016. Now, this is going to be something very easy. To talk about. Now, in 2016, they picked up Jared Goff, eventually traded in Matthew Stafford's deal, right? 2017, 18, 19, 22, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23. No first round picks. Then 2024, Jared Verse, who we just picked up, right? Eventually traded for Myles Garrett. And 2025, 2026. Well, hold on. Doesn't this look kind of odd? Right? And this is the point that I'm making. And this is the point that Debo and Joe and Cam Newton was making. First of all, when Les Snead said, F them picks, we got Myles Garrett, he meant that. You know why? Because Cam Newton was just making a point. How many first round drafts do you see the Rams picked up in 10 years? Only 3. And one of them came this year in Ty Simpson. So Cam Newton was making the point as the Rams really, when he said F them picks, he meant that because he goes out. That's what he uses. He uses those draft picks as lottery picks to get the player that he wants. That's why he gave them up. And to give up a verse for Myles Garrett, he said, go all in. If that's going to get us closer to a Super Bowl, because I looked at their record last year. I did my homework. And if that's going to make Sean McVay happy to get a Myles Garrett over here, make it happen. Make it happen. Do you see where I'm going? Now, the other point I was trying to make, Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson. That was just a favor. That was a favor. And this Myles Garrett pick was to compensate for what they lost in that first round that they gave up for Ty Simpson. If you don't believe me, just go watch Cam Newton, okay? Cam Newton will break it down for you. But I just wanted to show you that Ty Simpson never supposed to have been a first round pick. And Sean McVay, he, doing his body language, he told the world exactly what we already knew. Ty Simpson never should have went in the top 15. Ty Simpson never should have went in the first round. Ty Simpson never should have went in the second, third, or fourth, or fifth. He never, I think, if anything, he should have went undrafted. He only played 15 games in his whole entire career. And what the Vesta said, I think it would. I don't want to misquote that, but I think the minimum was supposed to have been either 20 to 25 games before you even entered the draft. But hey, it is what it is. I guess they got the complexion for the protection. Let me go back to the chats. Let me go back. Good for Myles Garrett. The Rams must win the Super Bowl. Let me tell you one thing. Here we go. Let's go here. Let's go here. I'm finna work this thing tonight. I'm finna go back and forth. Back and forth. Y'all, now this is why they needed. This is why they needed. Oh, do I have them? Do I have them? Do I have them? Nope, I don't have them. Hold on. Let me go ahead and pull this up right here. Let me go ahead and pull this up right here. Now, I got 3 slides, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you this one right here. This is why they needed a Myles Garrett. This is exactly why they needed a Myles Garrett, and the slide is coming up here. I went back and looked at their record last year, the Rams, that is, and 3 games, including the NFC Championship game. Guess who beat them? Let's go and let this pop up. Look at this, y'all. Do y'all see this right here? It's 3 games. You're only seeing 2 games, but look at the Rams lost to the Seahawks by 1 point. And then for the actual conference championship, they lost by 4 points, y'all. This is why also the Rams did whatever they needed to do. And it was one more game. They only lost by maybe 2 to 3 points. They're trying to get back in that Super Bowl run. And they actually want to win the Super Bowl this year. So that's why they wanted Myles Garrett. But let me go back to the chats. So now it makes sense. Not to me. I would rather keep Myles Garrett, but it is what it is. Not the corner. Yeah, you finna go back to the corner. Yeah. The trade was imminent. It was only the value they had right now, right? That's worth the trade to build some capital from the Watson deal going forward. Yep, it's coming to us. So yesterday over here, you know, a lot of us was emotional, but now it's been 24 hours. And now I think a lot of people is trying to make rational sense of this thing from a business and financial point of view, which I can see too. I'm still emotional though. I'm not fully over it, but I can see it, but I don't like it. Garrett may have wanted Jim Schwartz to be the head coach, but he was not the best option for the Cleveland Browns. So if that was Andrew Berry's pick and Jimmy Haslam pick, they did the right thing. Jim Schwartz was not the best for the Cleveland Browns. Let me go black radio style. Let's see, blow this up. I only want to include this because I had did my research, but I wanted to find a very reputable source, which is ESPN. Do you see what Schwartz record was for the Detroit Lions in 5 years? I told no lies. Look at the third paragraph. Schwartz, who went 29-51 in 5 seasons as the Detroit Lions head coach from 2009 to 2013, has been interviewed by the Browns opening. Let me come back to the stage. All right, when you do your math on this, that means Jim Schwartz had a worse winning record than Kevin Stefanski. I don't know if Myles Garrett liked that. Now, knew that. Now, it is one thing by liking somebody's personality and how they get along with you, but it's another thing in being the head coach. Now, if Myles Garrett, and we saw his temperament on that sideline with that helmet and that bench when they was losing under Kevin Stefanski. Now, he may have had a little bit more grace with Jim because he liked him, but Jim was not it. They was going to have a worse winning record under Jim than Kevin Stefanski. And guess what? Myles Garrett still would have left. He still would have left. Matter of fact, if Jim was here now, and by the time that November got here, Myles Garrett would have been calling for a trade mid-season because Jim would have probably had a 0-8 or 0-7 record.